Welcome to the Garima show. In today's episode, I have with me Fouaad Mirza, who is an Arjuna Award-winning Indian equestrian. It is a sport that involves a horse and a rider that compete together in various disciplines such as racing, show jumping, eventing, etc. He became the first Indian since 1982 to win a medal at an individual equestrian event at the 2000 Asian Games. He also qualified for the 2020 Summer Olympics, becoming the first Indian equestrian since 2000 to participate at the Games and reach the finals of the Olympic individual eventing category. He also won gold at an event held in Poland with his horse, Garima. Thanks for joining me, Fouaad. Such a pleasure to have you on my show.
Thank you very much for having me.
That's amazing. So, what's been your journey like and what were the challenges that you faced?
So, I grew up in India and I grew up around horses. I was very fortunate to have the experience of growing up around horses at an early age. My father is a vet and back in the day, they used to breed racehorses in India and Bangalore. So I was introduced to horses quite early on, and I think at a very early age, I already knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a rider. I wanted to be involved in this sport. So I started riding at our local riding school, the Embassy International Riding School. I started riding there. It was more of a hobby back then, sort of an extracurricular after school. One thing led to the next. Then from then on, we started to compete in these small in-house shows, and after a few small shows where you competed and you got the taste of winning, you got the taste of competition. The hunger and the ambition towards the sport grew, and I have to say, because I really loved horses, I am very fond of animals in general.
Wow.
This was a sport where I could combine my competitive edge with a passion for the animal and for horses, and then it just went from strength to strength, really. Then we were competing in the nationals and the junior nationals and things like that. And here we are now. But that's not to say we've not had our fair share of challenges along the way. India is still growing in this field, in this sport. I think as Indians we have a lot of talent and a lot of aptitude towards horses and riding, but we were very, very we're a few years behind how the sport has progressed in Europe. So one of the biggest challenges were trying to get to competitions that like the Asian Games or the Olympics and things. It's very difficult to achieve that out of India, simply because there are not enough shows at the level and things like that. Also the level of training, which is every year is improving, and it's getting much better, and riders in India are learning a lot more from their trainers. But when I was back then, when I was there, it was still all quite new and relatively we were all relatively green to this industry. So that was quite a challenge, and to overcome that, we decided to shift base to Europe. I was very fortunately sponsored by the MBSC International Riding School. Our sport is expensive, and the riding school set up this program to take some talented riders from India abroad and see what they can do out there on the international stage. Once I got this opportunity, I took it with both hands, and we moved to Europe. I dropped out of university to pursue the sport.
Okay.
And so, yeah, there were some interesting moves that had to be done, but but it's all paid off in the end.
Look, fantastic. I mean, that was a really fortunate thing that you got good sponsorship, but definitely you had the skills and the talent. That's what they saw in you. So, what have been your learnings, from your journey?
I would say the most important thing I've learned is to always have a positive outlook towards either my career or my life, and as even if something wrong were to happen and things didn't go your way, there's always some underlying lesson there to learn. I'm a true believer in the saying that everything happens for the best, but you've got to, you can't just dwell on the fact that something's not gone your way. You have to sort of sit down and think to see, okay, what have I gained from this this bad experience or whatever it may be. And you'll be surprised to find out many positive things you can take out of those negative experiences. And to be positive in your outlook towards any task or any competition or any situation in life, it makes it more enjoyable. And in the end, it doesn't hurt to smile your way through life. I know it might sound cliche, but whatever the situation is, if you look at life like that, I think you'll be surprised to see how much that can help you.
No, absolutely, very wonderfully put. Having a positive attitude really absolutely goes a long way. So, any incident in your life that has changed the way of your thinking, or anything like a life-changing incident has happened in your life? In case,
I would say, sure, there have been many, but I think I come back to this having this positive outlook. I mean, there are situations where, especially with horses, because in this sport you're working with another animal. There are many variables that you can't control.
Sure.
So if you are someone who's gonna get bogged down quite easily by things, then you could that could be the end of you quite quickly. So for example, situation in this sport before the Olympics in Tokyo, I had 3 horses that had helped me get the slot for India and qualify, and for whatever reason or bad luck or whatever it may be, all those 3 horses leading up to the Olympics got injured.
Oh my God.
So I was in a situation where I had qualified, I had the slot, but the horses were not right because they had sustained various injuries by training. Because the sport is strenuous for both horse and rider, injuries do happen, like with any athlete in any sport. So I was a bit of in a situation, but I kept a positive outlook towards it, and I said, okay, it's no problem. We still have this much time. We can do this. We can do that, and kept sort of training and chipping away every day. And then COVID happened.
Oh yes.
And then the Olympics got postponed by a year. So that gave all 3 horses enough time to heal and recover. And then by 2021, when the Olympics eventually happened, I had 3 horses fit and well to compete there. And no, it was a miracle somehow. I know it was.
It worked in your favor.
It was a horrible situation, but in the end, it really worked in my favor. So that was an incident that really cemented this view and this kind of mindset that I've developed. That no matter what, if you still keep fighting and still have this positive outlook on life, things do and will go your way. You just have to find the good things in between all the nonsense or the bad, let's say.
No, fabulous. So, what's the best advice you've ever got?
The best advice I've ever got, I would say, would be to keep pushing, keep striving to do better, and most importantly, especially if you're an athlete, I mean, try as much as you can to compete against yourself. I know you compete with other people, or in many different sports you're competing against other people, but if you want to do better, you have to compete against yourself. You have to try and better yourself every day. And also, I would say to work really, really hard. I mean, I wanted to try and phrase that in a different way, because that's, I suppose, to get anywhere in life, you have to work very hard. But there is work hard and work specific. Which is very, very important.
Yes.
Focused, exactly.
Great. So, how do you keep yourself motivated?
Like in this sport, highs are high and lows are really, really low. And you're not very often on a high. So I think more than motivated, I would say I'm driven. To me, motivation is, I feel it's like a muscle. You can train it quite hard, but at some time it will fatigue. That's how I see motivation. But if an individual is driven and really wants to achieve something, tired, not tired, fatigued, not fatigued, you will eventually get to wherever you need to get. And what drives me every day is I do this sport first because I love horses and I really like to be around them, and they do something, as Winston Churchill once said, the outside of a horse does something to the inside of a man. And it's exactly that I can relate to. So, just being around them, spending time in the stable, spending hours training with the horses, building a partnership, it's so rewarding in many different ways, and that's I think my main driving force of why I do this, and the results will come. The results will come in the end. That's just the icing on top of the cake. If you work hard and you really love your horses and look after them well, the results will follow.
Definitely. So you have your favorite horse, and you have like one favorite horse, or like
I would be.
What's his name? His or her name?
I would say the horse that's really done a lot for me and done a lot for my career is Senior Medicot, or we call him Mickey here at home. We call him Mickey. Senior Medicot is his competition name. But we can refer to him as Mickey. He's the horse that helped me win a silver medal at the Asian Games. He's a horse that took me to the Olympics in Tokyo. I'd have achieved many firsts with that horse. My first international win, my first win at a 3-star, my first championship, my success, all that he's brought to me.
He's a very lucky horse.
He's very
lucky.
Yeah, I'm a very lucky guy to have a horse. A horse like that.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you think is the right mindset one ought to have in order to succeed in the lives, career, or any sport?
Yeah, positive outlook for sure, and I think. It sounds, if I say if you got to smile through life, it might sound a bit cliche, or as though that because people you will ultimately end up in situations where you can't smile through those situations and
No,
think,
absolutely. No, I totally agree with that,
But-
because,
but-
to be happy and
but again-
smiling, I think, is important.
yeah, because
And people forget to do that.
yes.
We often
And,
forget to do that.
it's so important because what a smile does for you on the outside, on the inside is I can't explain, but it just changes everything, and the whole energy levels, the way you think, and hard work, of course, and hard work focused, because you can work hard, and if you're not focused, then you're wasting your time, basically. Yeah.
So, what's your message to the audience?
It's I would say in a respect towards let's say life, I would say I can't be giving out life advice like this, because I'm also quite young, or I consider myself quite young. So I don't think I've lived long enough to give anyone sound advice on that.
No,
but,
as young aspiring athletes, actually.
I would say, work really hard and take everything in your stride. See the good and the bad, and as Conor McGregor said, you either win or you learn. So you never lose. You always learn from your mistakes, or you're winning. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. I've made loads of mistakes, and as an athlete, I would say compete as much as you can, because competition is so important. It's especially in what I do. If anyone can be a Olympic champion at home or a world medalist at home, but when you are under the pressure, under those lights, in the middle of a crowd which is all expecting you to do well, the circumstances can deter your performance. So as much as you compete, the more you get accustomed to all those feelings, and you become home to the pressure. You become accustomed to all those various feelings when you're in the ring or on the field or on the court.
No, absolutely. Fabulous. Thank you so much for this amazing message. Let's come to the rapid fire questions now. These are like short one-line answers. You ready for that? Yeah?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, the best thing about horse racing, I meant.
The bond you form with the horse.
Okay, best equestrian memory.
The silver medals at the Asian Games.
Best physical fitness and nutrition advice.
Don't eat sugar.
Okay.
Don't
Okay,
eat sugar. Sugar is
the
bad
best.
for you.
That's the best one, actually. Yes. Okay. Best exercise you suggest for mental training or mental fitness.
That's a good one. Meditation.
Okay. Your favorite quote?
You either win or you learn.
Lovely. Your role model?
My role model in equestrian sport would have to be Michael Jung. He is a multiple Olympic medalist, multiple European Championship medalist, and also a World Championship medalist.
Super. Documentary film that inspired you the most?
Documentary film that inspired me the most. Oh, I might have to pass on that. I can't remember anything at hand.
That's absolutely fine. What's your biggest dream?
To win medals, to win a gold at the Asian Games, a gold at the Olympics, and a gold at the World Championship.
All the very best. I'm sure you will get to achieve your dream. I think, as I always say, if you have this dream, I'm sure you will have the talent to achieve it as well. You just have to kind of, as you said, keep working hard towards it and stay focused. Okay. Most embarrassing moment.
Yes, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I've had many of them.
Okay.
When I fell off at the... Oh, let's put it this way. When my horse refused to jump at a competition in Belgium in Avel, after I was in the lead in that competition.
Oh, okay.
So that was quite embarrassing.
Okay. Proudest accomplishment so far?
I would have to say one of the silver medal at the Asian Games is been so far a huge achievement.
Awesome. And with this, we come to the end of the show. Thank you, Fouaad, for joining me in this absolutely fantastic session.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all for listening to today's episode with your host, Garima. See you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.